So we talked about how once you get all your volume knobs set, we can go out of left and right. But we also have more outputs on this board than just left and right. We have what are called auxes. Okay? So that's aux 1, 2, 3, 4. And aux is another main output that you can group instruments into. So we talked about groups, but imagine if you just could send a certain amount of each instrument just to this little knob right here. Now this little knob is sending a signal out of the board into a whole nother speaker system. L and R is going to left and right, and then the auxes are going to those little ones right there. So that one, that one, that one, and the one back there. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you can see it here. Okay? So if I take my vocal, okay? Check 1, 2, hey, 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 hey. I can now say, I want the vocal to go to one monitor. Okay? I want it to go to a different monitor, depending on where the instrumental is. This they want to hear for that there. I can put it on the third one here and a fourth one. Alright. So that's how auxes work. And another thing to notice is what's called pre and post. Okay? So these knobs are also faders. We look at these like faders, but these knobs function the same way. Pre and post. So if I push the button 3, right? That means whatever I send through this will not, if I put it there, it's not going to change if I move this fader at all. Okay? If I say post, that means when I move the fader, it's going to turn up when I turn it up, it's going to turn down when I turn down at the same time. And that can be really great if you're using another aux to record everything. So if I use an aux to record everything and I set the volume knob specifically and I like what I have, at that point, then when I move them up and down, it's going to move in proportion to the fader. Alright, now we're going to explain exactly what an aux can do. So instead of just sending out to a monitor for someone to listen to, you can also send it out to effects. So let's go to the back of the board. So right here we have our aux out. So I have aux 6 going out somewhere else. It's not going to a monitor. If I follow this green cable is going into an effects sound, okay? So now that it goes into the effects, that means if I send some of my audio to aux 6, it's going to go to effects. But how does it get back to the board so I can listen to it? So it comes back out the black cord, follow that cord around, and we have it coming in right here. So now we have, it's almost like another mic being plugged in, but instead it's the effects box sending sound out into the board. Once it's into the board, then it goes out to L and R again. Okay? Another thing that we can look at is what is called inserts. So an insert is a little bit different than an effect. So if I wanted to put reverb on top of the vocal without having to go to another channel afterwards, I use what's called an insert. An insert has an in and out on the cable. Okay? So when I plug it in to insert, it goes out into the device, okay? This is a compressor, and then it comes back out again into the same exact thing, okay? So it directly affects the channel. Now I don't have really control separate of them, it's just on top. Here's another explanation to determine the difference between an aux send for effects and an insert for effects. So an aux send for effects is if I have my vocal right here, I'm going to send some of it out. That cable is back here. And then it goes out into our effects. Okay? It starts picking it up and it's sending it out again. This time, we're not going back into the channel we just sent from. We're going to go somewhere else. So now that it's coming back over here, right, I can actually send from each channel, however much I want to go to the reverb. So if I want reverb on my kick, or if I want reverb on my guitar, just turn it up, and you'll hear it come out over here. You'll hear the reverb on this side. So I can turn the reverb on and off with one knob for all instruments. Okay? But if I just want reverb on one instrument and I don't want it to be affected by anything else, I take an insert, and what I do is I plug it in, and what's happening is the vocal is sending directly out into the effect, coming back out again into the same channel we just left from. So now it's all right here, and I can't put any other instrument on there. All right, we're gonna start with how signal flow travels from the board to the speaker.